welcome to episode 24 of The Adventures of Two Gray Mice. Today we're going to be talking about Cool Kids Summer, the Festival of the Arts, and a little bit about Adventures by Disney. Here we go. Hi, welcome to the continuing adventures of Two Gray Mice. I'm Meg.
And I'm Rob.
And we are Two Gray Mice. Hey there, folks. It's Meg. I'm flying solo this week, so it's going to be basically a little bit of Disney news. We're going to be talking about the Festival of the Arts, Adventures by Disney, and Cool Kids Summer. Rob's not here because, well, basically he still doesn't have a voice. The entire family got the flu right before Christmas, and then we got the norovirus after Christmas. So that's why you haven't heard from us in 3 weeks. But hopefully he'll be back with us next week so we can talk about our holiday trip to Walt Disney World, which was awesome. But in the meantime, you're stuck with just me today, and I've got a ton of Disney news to share with you. So grab your coffee, your wine, whatever you want to drink. Personally, I'm doing a little ginger ale. And we've got some great information for you, and hopefully some news that'll make you seriously hungry, and hopefully maybe even having you think about booking flights to Europe. Here we go. First up, Disney just dropped the fact that they're going to be once again doing Cool Kids Summer. If you had a chance to go last year, it was really kind of fun. All the additions they put in, from the Goofy's dance party at Communicore Hall, there was a little special Cool Kids Summer event at each park. And it helped those hot summer days at Disney be a little more fun, enjoy it, and a little something special for the kids since they're out. It's going to start May 26th, which I believe is Memorial Day weekend, through September 8th. But at the same time that they announced Cool Kids Summer, they also announced the first discounts for the summertime. So basically right now, I'd have to double check, but I think there's discounts for Disney all the way through September, which I guess is kind of crazy. And they keep raising the prices at the same time. They keep giving us great deals. So not sure what they're up to, except that something's not working. They're trying to keep getting us to come down. What's the deal? It's interesting this year. It's a little different. And I'm taking it with a little bit of a grain of salt. You know, the summertime, you got longer park hours. We're going to have new experiences this summer. Thunder Mountain should be opening back up again. We should be getting the new area in Hollywood Studios. So several things are going to be happening this summer for us to want to go down. But let's see what they're doing to get us to even more so want to come down. So right now, if you book a 4-night, 4-day package or longer, they're going to give you 2 extra days. So basically, you're going to be there for 6 days. You're going to get 2 hotel days and 2 days of tickets for free. You only can book this through February 15th, and it's good for most nights between May 26th and September 15th. Now, it's 6 days. If you want to stay 7 days, you're still going to get the 2 days free. 8 days, 2 days free. 5 days, you're still going to get the 2 days free, so you might as well stay for 6. I'm not sure. I haven't done the math yet to see how great this deal is or not. And it sounds wonderful. It depends on where you're staying. It's not available, when I noticed, at most of the Disney Vacation Club resorts. So it's not good on the 1 bedroom, the 2 bedrooms, the 3 bedrooms. I believe it is good on the studios. It's good on your regular hotel rooms. It's actually good at the cabins for Fort Wilderness too. Though when I looked for my clients, it was not available for their dates. At the same time, they're offering a resort discount, 30% off at select Disney hotels for stays between May 1st and October 4th, which is great. Florida residents can save 35%. Annual pass holders can save up to 40%. All of this went live on January 6th. So my Fort Wilderness campground cabin folks ended up being able to save 30% off their cabin for their 6-day stay. And they saved like $820 for their vacation, which is awesome. Also, at the same time, if you don't remember, in 2026, all kids eat free if you get the Disney dining plan. So you pay for the adults and the kids eat free. Last year, you got free admission to the water parks on your check-in day. They said they weren't bringing that back, but they might bring it back sometime. We'll see what's going on. So they're going to bring it back for the summertime, which makes the most sense because it's so bloody hot down there. So between May 26th and September 8th, you'll get free admission to a water park on your check-in day. And then once again, they're going to have both Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach will be open during that time period, which is huge because as we know, usually, well, since 2020, one of them has always been closed. So now you can decide which one you want to go to and go see it. Rob and I didn't do that when we went down in December because it was so cold. It was in the 40s most of the time we were down there. Now, as we've gotten the financial aspects of the Disney deal out of the way, let's talk about what's actually happened during Cool Kids Summer. There's going to be a little something, like I said, at each park. At Animal Kingdom, we're finally getting Bluey and Bingo coming to Conservation Station. That's out by Africa. You take the rail station out there. It's where the veterinarian is and the petting zoo. You can play games from the show, meet the characters, and learn more about Australian animals. They're going to be bringing, I guess, Australian animals into the petting station, whether you can pet them or not. I don't know, but it should be cool. I'm looking forward to going out there. Magic Kingdom is getting a Toy Story takeover. The Diamond Horseshoe with Jesse's Roundup, crafting, dancing, yodeling in the works. So I love Jessie. I love Toy Story. And speaking of Toy Story, this summer, now I'm going to sit here and not. Buzz Lightyear's spin should be coming back with the new targets and guns where you can actually pick up the guns and hold them in your hand and aim. Very much more like Disneyland's. I'm looking forward to it because Buzz Lightyear's needed help. Anyway, at EPCOT, they're going to be doing something at Communicore Hall called Goofy's Core. Goofy will be hosting silly games with names like Balloon Bonanza and Parachutes and Pipsqueeps. I have no idea what they are going to actually be, but it sounds on brand for Goof. They'll also be going to have He'll Be Dancing if it was like last year and they had music. And usually during a lot of this time, there will not be a festival, which is kind of why they have this here as well. So it should be fun, but during the festivals, there's usually food in there as well. Hollywood Studios is getting Disney Junior Mickey Clubhouse live on stage show for little kids with Minnie, Mickey, and the gang. And that's going to be in that whole new area by Animation Courtyard, which the whole thing should be opening up this summer. And I'm very much looking forward to that. The Mandalorian and Grogu are going to be taking over a Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run starting May 22nd, which it's about time they put something new in there. And I almost wish that it was always something different. Like there was 4 or 5 different things that you could do when you were in there. I don't know. And at the same time, they're going to be changing how the roles of the engineers and the gunners work so that they have a little more to do and are a little more involved. I wish they had a little better way of making sure that the 10-year-olds that were piloting it didn't crash us all the time. Rock and Roller Coaster is going to be closing down in March, though the pre-show is already closed if you've been down there. And Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets will open up this summer. It will be starring the Electric Mayhem, and Scooter is going to be their manager. I love Scooter. I also love the Electric Mayhem. I love the Muppets. I grew up on the Muppets. Anyway, if you didn't know, America is celebrating its 250th birthday this July 4th. This Memorial Day, Soarin' is getting a new version called Soarin' Across America. I'm really curious what this is going to look like. I'm assuming it's going to end at Walt Disney World, but part of me wonders because both parks are going to get at Disneyland and Disney World, what I would like to see is I would like to see it start in Disneyland for the Disney World one and start in Disney World for the Disneyland one. And then, because it's Florida and California, they're across the country from each other, and then you hit the Grand Canyon, the Grand Tetons, Vegas, St. Louis Arch, all the national parks that are all over the West, the Rio Grande, the Mississippi, and then, head into, Chicago, New York, and then go down and the same way we do now, which is flying over Epcot. I think that would be kind of cool. I'm looking forward to it. At the same time, if you are staying at Pop Century, Art of Animation, Caribbean Beach, or Port Orleans Riverside during the summer, they're going to be bringing extra character appearances and family activities to all those resorts as well as the upper resorts. And they come in a special van. So if you ever look out your window, if you have the front where you see a little van out front that has all the characters on the side, start looking around for the characters. I know I saw them when we were at Coronado Springs. Daisy came by one day and Chip and Dale came by one day, which is nice. It's nice to just have that spontaneous character meet and greet. They're trying it more and more at Walt Disney World, which I think we'll talk about more when we talk about our trip down. And it really just gets down to if people could just be nice and be patient and wait their turn and realize it's more for an interaction and not just a picture standing next to something, then we could probably get more nice things. But whatever. So I think it's a great way of truly enjoying the summer at Walt Disney World, having things to do inside, because like Diamond Horseshoe, inside, air conditioning, arts and crafts and dances and stuff inside, air conditioning, places to go, goofies inside, air conditioning, that the kids can cool off, that the parents or caregivers can cool off, and maybe get a beverage so that you can relax and enjoy in the oppressive heat. So you have places you can bounce into and out of at each of the parks, and the kids can still be occupied. I think it's important. Moving right along. EPCOT Festival of the Arts. They came out today with the foodie guide. If you don't know what the EPCOT International Festival of the Arts is, it's a festival of the arts. It runs from January 16th to February 23rd. It's one of the shortest ones. And I hate that because it's my favorite. But I'm an artist. My husband's an artist. We both have bachelors of fine arts. So I'm not surprised. I love the chalk art. I love the concerts. I love the fact that they teach you how to draw. And I also love the food. As Rob likes to say, just keep feeding me. Snack, 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 and then have some more snacks. The culinary food is a little more fancy and a little artsy. Sometimes I really like it. Sometimes I don't. I'm the picky one. Rob will eat anything. But a lot of it kind of sounds really good. There are so many options. There are so many booths now. They keep adding booths. When we went down, there was just so many things we couldn't even try. Between lines and there's just so much you can eat. At the booth called Opening Bites near Communicore Hall, they have a soft shell crab slider. I still haven't tried seafood in any of these booths. I love soft shell crab. I don't know why, I just hesitate, but I do. They also have a dessert called the Enchanted Rose, which is basically a dark chocolate mousse shaped like a rose. That is going to be probably all over Instagram and everybody's feed. Hopefully it tastes good too. Connections Eatery, which is right by Starbucks. They have a barbecue chicken pizza, and they have the Nashville Hot Chicken Sandwich that they keep bringing back. Everybody loves the Nashville Hot Chicken Sandwich. I personally cannot eat it. There's the word hot in the name. I cannot do it. One of the favorite places to do is the Deconstructed Dish, which is over by Test Track. And this booth almost always has some awesome food in it, no matter what the festival is. A big hit is the Deconstructed BLT with pork belly, a soft poached egg, onion bread pudding, watercress foam, and tomato jam, which is a lot. They also have a deconstructed key lime pie with waffle cone triangles. I'm not too sure about the BLT. The key lime pie sounds interesting. And every time they say deconstructed, I understand what they're doing. They're pulling it apart, but it's always hard for me to really kind of imagine. All the popcorn you're going to want to eat is going to be over by Figment's Inspiration Station at the Odyssey. They've got popcorn chicken, and waffles. Yes, popcorn, chicken, and waffles. So it's popcorn chicken, rainbow popcorn, mini mozzarellas, and maple syrup. I can't imagine. I mean, the picture they have of it is, of course, absolutely beautiful. I can't imagine that it's going to look like that when they hand it to you. It may taste great, but it looks like it's just going to look like a pile of colorful, I don't know. Of course, most of the good stuff is over in the World Showcase. Mexico is going to have a chili taco with beef tenderloin, a tostada with lump crab cake. They both sound really good. And at this point, I'm also, remember, I have problems with English words. So we're all going to bear with Meg as she tries very hard to pronounce some of these. China has General Tso's chicken and char siu pork bun. Yeah, they sound great, but it also sounds like a thing close to what they had last year and something I can get at home. The Refreshment Outpost has the Artist Palette Jumbo Chocolate Chip Cookie, which is a staple at this point. If you haven't had it, it looks like a massive cookie that looks like an Artist Palette. The Red Wine Braised Beef Short Ribs at Germany and the Black Forest Cake, must do. Must do. Germany always has some great food. Italy, they have new dishes. They have a new polenta dish and a raspberry spuma for dessert and a mozzarella fritta, which is mozzarella in a palette shaped with condiments. It looks very cute. Do any of us think that Italy can actually pull this off once? Their food has never been very good. At the booths, the restaurants are awesome. So, I don't know. We'll see. I know the festival's so short this year, and I don't think Rob and I are going to get down. So someone give us a holler and let me know if you do try this. Is the Italy food good this year? The artist table over in America is once again going steak and lobster. They're going to have a steakhouse lobster Caesar salad, a peppercorn crusted strip loin, a dark chocolate tort. They usually do a very good job. My only problem very often with the American Adventure is sometimes they go a little hot and spicy when they do the barbecue routines, but this all sounds really good. Canada, they're trying their wild mushroom risotto again, the roasted bone marrow and citrus braised beef tartare. That's plant-based, because I did say citrus braised beet tartare. But it looks good. I'm interested. And this festival very often has a lot that your vegetarian can eat. Not necessarily you're vegan, but very often you're vegetarian. Now, the plates are usually a little smaller in Festival of the Arts because they try to make them look arty. The presentations are a little small. Beautifully beautiful. Most of it's going to taste great. But always be careful of what you're buying cost-wise if you're on a budget, because some are $6, which is great, and some are $12. And some you can share and some you can't. So when Rob and I go down to hit a festival, we very often will, hit 6 or 7 booths, or as many as we can. We have a light breakfast, a late dinner, and we do booths all afternoon. And we share. We share everything. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, unless I can't eat it or he can't eat it because he has shellfish allergies and I don't do anything spicy or odd. But it's a way to do it. And same thing with the alcohol. Drinking around the world is great, I guess. I don't know. We've never done it really. We've got drinks everywhere around the world, just never at once because I like to remember the day. But anyway, Rob very much loves beer. I very much love cider. The little 6 ounces are wonderful because you can just get a little 6 ounces and you get to taste the beer or the cider and see what it's like and maybe find a new favorite without getting drunk because you're doing 16-ounce beers at every booth. So that's pretty much what it's going to be. And, just like, Emil's Fromage, Montage, and the Cookie Stroll, they have the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine. They're going to give you 5 dishes marked with a paint palette. You're going to collect the stamps in your festival passport. Always remember to get your festival passport because it's going to list all the food, where to find it. It's going to give you a map. It's going to tell you what the entertainment is. You got to have the passport. And then you'll get a prize at the end. The prize is usually an ice cream or something, a gelato, in a special cup with, Festival of the Arts on it. I love them. Unless my daughter decides to put them in the dishwasher and melts them on me. And there you go. Do. So, of course, as a travel advisor, I get all these great updates from Disney about what they're coming out with, what's going on. And if you don't know, there's something out there that Disney does called Adventures by Disney. Now, it's a whole different way of vacationing. And it's expensive, but it's worth it. And it's on my bucket list. Well, many of them are on my bucket list, actually, because they're done all over the world, on all the continents. Yes, all of them. And they're just unique guided tours that you don't mind being on. You're given free time. There's not scheduled fun. Do you ever, especially when you were a kid, you went to an event and okay, and now we're all going to play volleyball, and now we're all going to do this. Scheduled fun. There's no scheduled fun. There is, you're obviously there with a tour guide and everything else, but you're also given a little freedom about what you want to do during other times. And they've just announced a whole bunch of tours that really are new, and I'm looking forward to talking to you about it. But what makes Disney's tours, Adventures by Disney, different than, I can't remember the name of that. Growing up, there was always that family that does the tours of Italy. Anyway, first, they're called adventure guides. They're not tour guides, they're adventure guides. Why? Because you're on an adventure. And they hire people that are storytellers. And when you get there, you're going to get two adventure guides. One is usually an American living in or around the area that they're being an adventure guide for. And the other is from that area. So these adventure guides, they know the history, they speak the language, they are trained to anticipate your needs before you know it. So, like an example, in many places in Europe, you actually have to have a coin to use the public bathrooms. They're very nice public bathrooms on the street. You put a coin in and you're allowed to use the public bathroom. I know that as a travel advisor. Most people don't, doesn't pop up in Chat GP, whatever, to tell you to make sure you have coins in your pocket when you go to Europe so you can use the bathroom. In your mind, you're just going to put everything on your Apple Pay or your credit card. How do you know? Well, the adventure guides will have coins so that when you need to use the facilities, you can. They always carry rainbows. They're probably carrying rainbows too. They always carry umbrellas just in case it's going to rain, and they anticipate that it's going to be rainy that day. If the weather turns and it's chillier than they expected, so maybe you're not dressed quite warm enough, one of them may run out and get hot chocolate or something. These guides take service to a different level. And they're always a pair that work very well together. Second, Adventures by Disney can get you into places most tours you've either never seen or behind the scenes of places so you're not waiting in line and you get in first. The two basic examples are, if you do the ones from Italy, when it's time to go into the Vatican, you go in an hour before the Vatican opens for the rest of the world. So basically you get a private tour of the Vatican for your 20 people or 30 people. It's not a lot. Your ending big dinner, if you're in the Scottish one, isn't a castle in Edinburgh. If you're in the Italian one, it's on a pirate ship in the Venetian harbor. If you do the California one, you get access to, the Lucasfilm headquarters, Skywalker Ranch, that you're not going to get anywhere. And everything's prearranged. Everything's ready to go. Your tour starts the moment you get off your plane and you're taken to the hotel you're going to stay in. You don't touch your luggage again until you're getting in your car to go back to the airport to go back home again. They take care of everything. They're basically all-inclusive. All your accommodations are included. Your flights, your transfers, your admissions to your venues, your gratuities, the local entertainment. Most of your meals are covered, not all of them, but you'll know exactly what meals are covered before you go. And that's when I say that you get a little more time. So maybe you do breakfast and a small tour, but you get the afternoon and evening off. So that's when you're going to be taking yourself out to dinner or exploring the city on your own. They will give you suggestions. They will tell you where to go. Things, go look at this area because we won't be going there, so that you can look at it yourselves. And the entire time, your guides take photos and you get them all at the end. And I find that fun and exciting because we just did the Wild Africa trek and our guides took pictures the entire time So me and Rob didn't have to worry about it. We have pictures of us. We have pictures of the animals. We have pictures of everybody we were with. So it's a great way of having Memory Maker without having to stop and pose, and they're all candid. It's great. The tours are designed for either families or adults or adults. So your Adventure by Disney could be for families, and they will have the itinerary that works for both. So one night you might have an adult dinner and the kids are off having dinner and a craft. You may have a point in time like in Italy, I know, when you go and tour the winery and you go for a wine tasting, the kids are off doing an olive oil tasting. So you're together and not together for those things that, isn't appropriate for kids. But they're also Adventures by Disney that are adult only. And all the Adventures by Disney, by the way, do have age limits. You can't be younger than 8 is usually a pretty good gauge. Some of them are a little older, some of them are a little younger. But it's the way, because of the walking, where they're going, and a lot of times what they're doing, it's not appropriate for a little kid. And whenever they can, they will weave Disney into it, but it's not Disney heavy. So, you're getting a pin every day that may have Mickey Mouse on it, but you're never meeting Mickey Mouse. You're never meeting any of the characters there unless you're on the California one or the one for Asia that takes you to all the parks. So where they're bringing Disney into it is, in the German one, you get to see the castle that inspired Cinderella's castle. In Norway, you get to see the village that was the inspiration for Arendelle. In Greece, they'll show you the sites that inspired Hercules. So they'll give you those stories at the same time, but yet it's not like Disney is beating you up. It's Disney all the time. Disney may never be mentioned the entire day one day because it had nothing to do with what you're going to go see. It's expensive. There are luxury trips. You're staying in high-end hotels. You're eating at great restaurants. You're getting the VIP treatment. But if you're someone who really wants to travel these places, are nervous about going there with just you and your family, and you want everything handled for you, it's something to save for. It really is. And I've got my little savings account going, and I can't wait to go. And the cool thing is now they're offering what they call escape trips. Most Adventures by Disney are like 6 to 10 days. Escape trips are like 2 to 3 days. They're more budget friendly. They once again have adult only or families. And these are really made to be tacked on to the end of another vacation. So you're taking a Disney Cruise Line out of fill in the blank city in Europe. There's going to be an escape there that you can add on to it. You may be going on a river cruise. You may be doing something along those lines. So you get a little taste of what Adventures by Disney is at a much smaller cost. So the two that they just announced, and a lot of them have been redone, is they just completely redid their Rhine River cruise. Now, when Adventures by Disney has partnered with AMA Waterways, one of the best river cruise companies out there, to do all of their Adventure by Disney river cruises. They're absolutely wonderful. The Rhine River cruise is one of the most popular river cruises in Europe, period. You get to go to France and see the village that inspired Beauty and the Beast. Don't ask me how to pronounce it. If Rob was here, we may give it a chance. The cobblestone streets. You get to have a day at Lucerne, Switzerland. You hit UNESCO World Heritage Sites. One of the days, there's a Beauty and the Beast inspired dinner on board. In Amsterdam, they're giving you, that's when they give you a little more flexibility. You can do a canal cruise, or you can decorate your own wooden clogs, and you're not locked in. And what I love about river cruises is you get to see. So what did I just mention? France, Switzerland, Amsterdam. You get to see all these different places, and you don't have to pack and unpack and pack and unpack and pack and unpack, because you just get on AMA Waterways and you put it in this beautiful stateroom, and there's no inside staterooms on waterways. They're only outside. So you can have a balcony or just a window, but you're going to get these great views. And you just unpack and go ashore when you're on shore and you see these gorgeous European cities. And then you get back on board. And the river cruises do have 4, at a minimum, adventure guides on board to handle everything. Because, of course, there's a lot more people. I have always wanted to go to Munich. My parents went to Munich in 1972. And my father was stationed in Munich when he was a young man. So they've spoke to me a lot about it. And I've always wanted to go. Can't speak the language. It's always held me back from doing a lot of this. So their new Munich escape, which is 3 days, 2 nights, through Bavaria. You're going to stay near Munich city center. You're going to create a German treat hands-on at a workshop. Visit century-old breweries. Remember beer, Germany, old breweries. You get to go to the castle that inspired Sleeping Beauty castles at Disneyland. Neuschwanstein. I cannot pronounce it. If you saw it, you know exactly. It's up on a mountain. You've seen it. It's actually part of Soren. It's in Soren too. And it's a perfect add-on for Danube River cruise. If you just want to explore the city a little bit while you're dropping by someplace else. And it's something just to kind of think about and look over. Their 2 brand new itineraries for 2026 are Switzerland, and Greece. Both are 8 days and both look incredible. And I've always wanted to go to Greece. And of course, I've always looked at I was looking at the Virgin Voyages cruise and island hopping, but this kind of sounds a little more fun. Walt Disney loved Switzerland. They used to go there on vacation all the time. That's why we have the Matterhorn bobsleds at Disneyland. They're going to take you on medieval castle tours. You're going to visit the Olympic Museum in Lausanne. By the way, Disney pins are actually inspired by Olympic pins because the Olympics, all the countries have their own pins and then the athletes trade them. At one point I don't think I had a complete set of 1972 Olympic pins, but it was close. But I was 6, so they didn't last long. And then of course you're in Switzerland, so the wine, the cheese, the chocolate, just watch the mountains. Being a history nerd, going to Greece, to being able to see the Acropolis and the Parthenon, to be able to go see the Mycenaean and Rhodes, at the same time being able to go out onto the ocean and kayak and snorkel. These are just things that are worth going to see and enjoying, I mean, Greek culture, inspired, of course, Hercules, but it also inspired Little Mermaid in many ways, and it's just gorgeous. Both Switzerland and Greece have family adventures and adult-only adventures that you can choose from. Okay. I know I may have rattled. I hope you followed along. That's all I've got. Remember, Cool Kids Summer Deals are currently available until February 15th for Disney World for this summer. Festival of the Food starts on the 16th and runs through late February. It's one of the shortest ones. If you're thinking about any of that, you should reach out to your travel advisor as soon as you can. Adventures by Disney. Think about it. There's some great videos out there too if you wanted to look at them. As always, if you have any questions or you want to chat Disney or chat about any vacation, you can reach us at 2 graymice@gmail.com. Rob and I would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen to podcasts. It kind of helps us get our word out there and all those other travel fans find the show. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm Meg, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Have a good week, folks. Thank you for listening to The Adventures of 2 Gray Mice. We would love it if you could please leave us a rating or review wherever you listen to this podcast. For all your vacation needs at Disney, Universal, or cruise lines, please reach out to Meg at megandthemouse.com. Have a great week.